I'm Philip Bess. I am a professor and the director of graduate studies at the University of Notre Dame School of Architecture. I teach urban design to graduate students. Our hope for the students is to introduce them both to the historic realities of good American urbanism and give them some sense of what it still is possible to do in an American context with respect to making walkable, mixed-use, beautiful environments.
One of the first really important things for you to learn as an architecture student is the real experiential, dynamic form of architecture. And when you go to a place and you get to walk around it and experience it as a pedestrian, you sort of train yourself in architectural scale in a way that you can't by just drawing something when it's much smaller than it will be in real life.
I guess the typical process to this site analysis is going around and documenting first with cameras and taking pictures so that you make sure you have what you need later on, and then coming back to specific areas and doing some analysis with sketching and sort of measuring things and getting a handle on what the scale and the scope of the space is, so that you're able to use that later on with your as precedents for other applications in your projects.
Traditional Mississippi towns, or at least the ones that we saw, had a town center which had a courthouse building in the center of this square, surrounded by commercial and mixed-use stuff, which then this grid, a very organized, rational grid, went out from there, divided into plots of land, variously some in a hatch pattern and some directly facing each other, and people build houses on there according to the tradition of building that they have. Documentation of a city center, for me, entails understanding the spatial dimensions between buildings, building heights to street widths and sidewalk widths, so you just have a better understanding and can easily grasp certain dimensions, so that when you're laying stuff out on pieces of paper, you have an understanding what things feel like in terms of what you were drawing.
One of the most striking images I have of the trip is seeing one of the modernist make-it-right projects directly next door to a traditional New Orleans-style house with a front porch and wood shingles, wood siding, next to a modern metal corrugated, what looked to me like a trailer that just happened to be elevated. It was such a contrast in the approach to rebuilding New Orleans, and it opened up a debate among our class as well on how places like the lower Ninth Ward ought to be rebuilt.
Well, definitely in the course of the work that we do as urban designers, as architects, you learn that nothing replaces being able to go to the place that you're studying or the place that you're working in. It's the best way to learn about the urbanism, to meet the people there and learn about the culture, experience the climate, things that don't necessarily come through from looking at pictures or seeing a video.